world, your culture, your team are gonna have, right? And you wanna remind them of those things over and over. So one of our biggest ones is being high status, right? That's one of those core philosophies on Team Capital. Being a high status male gets you everything you want in life. Gets you all the opportunities, the friends, the women, it makes everything fucking easy, right? So in every single email, at some point, I'm gonna mention status. I'm gonna mention the importance of being high status. I'm gonna mention this person was a status graduate. I'm gonna mention that doing this thing, which is fucking awesome, which by the way, also makes you extremely high status to her in that moment. I'm gonna mention it all the time, okay? Because every good team has a few specific things that that's what they stand for, right? So I'm gonna mention that in every single one. So another one is like snap cold reads. Right? I've probably said that hundreds of times in emails. It's one of those pickup techniques that we use on Team Capital that are just so easy and work so well. Right? Telling a girl she just seems like a polite, safe girl. Right? Like a snap cold read. She's just like the innocent type, right? Who ever seen that video where I talk about telling a girl tell her she's a coconut girl? Anyone seen that? You seen that video?
Fuck, I just used that one in Calgary, man.
Did you really?
Yeah, I picked up the bartender. It's great.
It's ridiculous how well it works, right?
Yeah.
So it's a snap cold read or a cold read label. So there's this video. About a year and a half ago, I took like a 30-day nomad trip to Vegas where I just took a couple suitcases and my main girl, and we went and we just lived out of hotels in Vegas and just I worked my laptop and we just had a good time. But one of the things was I was gonna film a video every single day while I was out there and post it to YouTube. So one day, it's like 6 and we're in the hotel room and I'm like, just came back from the gym and I'm kinda tired. I'm like, fuck, I haven't made a video yet, I gotta make it. So I take out the handheld and I'm like recording like this because I don't have my tripod with me or anything like that. And she's sitting right next to me, which sometimes I don't give a shit, but other times, because there's some fucked up shit I might say that maybe I shouldn't be saying in front of her. Just because no matter how evolved the human being is, there's certain things that triggers I don't need the drama later. So instead of me telling this one snap cold read that maybe I may or may not have used on her at some point, I was teaching in the video, but I'm like, I can't use that example because it's kind of her. So I need to come up with a new one on the spot. So I'm telling the guy who asked the question what to say, and I'm like, just look at a girl and be like, listen, you're like a coconut girl. And I said it with total certainty, like it was a real thing. I was like, just tell her she's a coconut girl. She's gonna be like, what the fuck is a coconut girl? And now you're like, well, I mean, obviously that's such a coconut girl thing to say. Now you've got her chasing. And then she asks you what it really means. You're like, all right, listen, here's what actually, no, I can't tell you. I'll tell you later. And then you leave her and then she chases you later and then she comes back. Then you explain to her what it is. And listen, you tell her, listen, a coconut girl, it's just a girl who's tries to appear really tough and hard on the outside, but on the inside, she's just like a soft white shell. She's just and that's you. You're hard on the outside, but I can tell you're just a little sweetie on the inside. Right? It's like a little line like that. And I just made it up on the spot. And I'm like, that's pretty good. I wonder if that'll work. And I've literally gotten 500 emails now from this point, 501 now. I have guys who are like, dude, coconut girl worked so well last night. If you go to the YouTube video, look at the comments, they're all like, holy shit, this worked so well. And I'm like, of course it did, it's proven. Coconut girl.
The real one was the under the oak face? Is that the actual one? Because that's a very similar structure, I think.
It's the exact same thing. It wasn't under the oak.
Oh, okay.
It was a different one. If I remember, I think it was renaming her. You don't seem like a this, you're more like, yeah.
Now I remember. The email today was a bar girl. You use the coconut line, but instead of coconut, you replace it with bar girl.
There you go, you're such a bar girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Well, that's what a cold read label is. We're gonna teach dating now, right? But when you label someone, and because you say it it sounds like it's a popular thing. It's like a cultural meme almost. Everyone knows what a coconut girl is except for her. So now she wants to know what it is. You're like, yeah, you're such a coconut girl, aren't you? Now she has to know what it is because you put this label on her and it sounds interesting. Of course, people can't resist learning things about themselves. Boom, cold read label. If you haven't been through He Just Gets Me, dude, it was like $9. So I teach all this, you should go through it. It's pretty good. It's pretty gnarly. All right, so that's number 6. Number 7, I always want to make them bond even more with the mission. Okay, I always want to make them bond even more with the mission. It's not that hard to get rapport with someone. By the way, everyone know what rapport is in actuality?
Comfort and trust. What's the capital definition?
What do you think rapport is?
Rapport is just establishing a connection.
Establishing a connection, you said?
Comfort and trust.
Comfort and trust, okay. The real definition of rapport, what it actually is it is a relationship of responsiveness. That is all it is, okay? The point of comfort and trust or establishing a connection with someone is so you can have a relationship of responsiveness with that person, okay? And you don't need, this is why, again, we're talking about most people work on this level, we work on this level, right? Most people, especially if you read most material, whether it's personal development, whether it's dating, rapport, you gotta tell childhood stories and dude, listen, telling a childhood story to someone and having them tell it back to you is not gonna make you best friends. That doesn't fucking work for building rapport. It's not real. What builds rapport, in actuality, again, status is the number one way to build rapport. Because if you are sitting here with 50 Cent, right? And he's like, yeah, let's go to this place, or let's go to this party I'm going to later tonight, record party or whatever the fuck it is. You don't really know him that well, but it sounds cool. Are you gonna respond and say yes? Are most people gonna respond and say yes? Of course. Because he has higher status, he's really high status, right? So you are going to respond to him. It is a relationship of responsiveness. He already has rapport with you, and he didn't tell you anything about his childhood, right? He didn't play any questions game with you. Questions game is actually really good for building rapport, but it's a relationship of responsiveness. So what really truly builds rapport over the long haul is not telling a childhood story. It's not telling someone a deep, dark secret about yourself. Those are like little rapport builders, maybe for the day or for the night. It's not gonna last. What really bonds people together is a shared mission that you're both on together, along with shared enemies that are both trying to stop you from that mission. That's how you create rapport. And once you have that, now you have a real bond with your audience. So I don't even care about making them have rapport with me. It's about having rapport with the mission, or bonding with the mission. And then the rapport between us is automatically implied, right? And of course, it's like if you look at a basketball team, and there's a lot of egos in the basketball team. Like for instance, like Jordan and Pippen in the 90s, right? They weren't like great friends or anything off the court. During the season though, they're gonna respond to each other. They have great rapport because we're on a mission together towards the championship, and 25 other teams are trying to stop us, right? The minute June happens, they win the title, and the season's over, and they have 3 months off. The mission is over. There's no more thing they're working towards. There's no more enemies. They don't even talk to each other. Best friends for 9 months don't even say a fucking word to each other for 3 months, simply because the thing they're working towards has disappeared, and the enemies trying to stop them have disappeared, right? And the minute training camp opens up in October, boom, best friends again, right? And they didn't have to force it. It's not like Jordan and Pippen were in the locker room. He's like, yo, it's like, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? Let's build rapport now, right? No. They go back to the season. Now they're trying to win another title, aka they're on another fucking mission together, and there's 25 teams trying to stop them. They have rapport again, right? So rapport isn't necessarily about anything you do. It's just about moving external chess pieces in the right places, and you have rapport anyways, okay? So those, call them KYOs, know your outcome, right? Those are my 7 outcomes in every single daily VIP newsletter. I'm gonna do those 7 things. I know I do those every day. I'm gonna make a lot of fucking money. You do those things every day, you're gonna make a lot of fucking money, okay? Very, very simple. Couple other things that go along with writing the VIP newsletter. Number 2 is the free flow, okay? It's not a sales letter. It's not a VSL. It's not perfect. It shouldn't be perfect. It's just a free flow. When you sit down to write, okay, maybe you want to outline the major points. Sometimes I do that where I'm like, I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to say this, then I'm going to say this, maybe 3, 5, 7 points or whatever. Then I'm just going to start writing. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to stop to check. I mean, sometimes I stop and I laugh at how amazing what I just wrote was. That's actually true. So actually, you just hear me like laughing out loud hysterically at what I just wrote. I'm like, I'm a fucking genius. But that genius wouldn't come out if I stopped to judge if it was good or bad at any point. I'm just going to free flow. Right, just like if I was monologuing with a girl, I'm just gonna and I'm just gonna free flow all the way to the bottom. Okay? At first, I could do it for maybe like a section, and then I'd have to like think about what I was gonna do next, whatever. A couple months later, I could go halfway. Now I can bang out like a 1,000-word epic newsletter in 15 minutes. Some of it used to take me 3 hours, it takes me 15 minutes now. Okay, and that's just from writing it every single day. Okay? But free flow, very important you free flow. And what's gonna help you with the free flow, okay? And this is something that no other copywriting thing will ever teach you, is you have to put yourself in the right state before and during the writing process of the newsletter, okay? You can't just sit down at the computer and just expect the good words to come out, okay? For instance, I have my success rituals in the morning that, it's maybe 10 minutes before I wake from, the time from waking up to writing is about 10 minutes. I do the same things every single day that put me in a really good state, so when I sit down to write, I'm ready to fucking go, okay? So I wake up and I write my self-image stuff in the journal. Then I come to the kitchen here and I put down my supplements, which are gonna make me feel good anyways. I take, right now, anyone wants to know what I take in terms of like nootropics and stuff. Anyone know what True Brain is? TRU Brain? Yeah, so a friend of mine, Bedros, got it for me. He got me hooked on it, it's great. And what's great about it is the more you take of it, so you take one every day, it's like a shot of nootropics. It tastes like Red Bull almost. It's just a little bit of caffeine, it's all nootropics. But after like 2 weeks, the nootropics build up in your system and it gets even better. So that's what I take now. And so what I do is I usually take Action, which is my own personal supplement. I don't know if I'll ever release it, so I love, remember talking about how we're always making them want it now, even if it's now or 6 months from now? So I've been talking about Action for like a 1.5 years. So whenever I do release it, the desire is so, a lot of people want it, right? So I usually like take, an action break, like for a week, every month, just because it's so intense. So it's true right now. But I go through my success ritual. I have the journal, I have the supplements, I do the visualization, I do a little bit of bioenergetics, I pump myself up physically, and then I sit down, and now I'm ready to write. And when I write, I don't check email first. There's no tabs open, right? I put on some music that I'm not gonna have to change the whole time. Sometimes I like to listen to the same song over and over and over again because it loops me into this. Like basically, it's like an anchor for a good state. So if there's like one, Oliver Heldens song that has like a good flow to it and feels good, I'll just put it on repeat the whole time. Yeah, I even say the name and I'm like, oh, I could totally write a newsletter right now, right? Or maybe I'll go on, I go on YouTube sometimes and I'll just be like, I know like for instance, Avicii, like his new shit I don't really like, but like 2012, 2013, he's beast moding, like with just like feel good vibes and shit. So I'll just put on like Avicii Mega Mix and there's these 2-hour mixes on YouTube. That's all I'm gonna play while I write. I don't have to look at it. That's the only tab that's open. I have my Aweber and now I'm just gonna, boom, I'm gonna write. Now I'm gonna free flow, right? And what I'm gonna do, every 10 to 20 minutes or so, if there's a pause where I can't find the right word or I feel myself slowing down or the energy is dying in the email, I will stand up and I will pump myself up physically for 10 or 15 or 20 seconds, and then I will sit back down and continue writing, right? So like I go like that a lot. Like I do all kinds of different shit to physically amp myself up. I'll bark, I'll do whatever, I don't care what I have to do, right? It's my fucking value, I'm gonna find the value, right? So I'm gonna, like, whatever I gotta do. So once you're amped back up, now you can sit back down, and the words are there again. Words come from the state. Put yourself in a good state, you get good words. It's like the guy at the bar who's talking to the girl, and the words are just like, everyone's had that experience where they weren't even like drunk, maybe you got a couple drinks, but just you were just feeling so good, and you this girl, and you were just vibing so well. You're saying all the right words, they're all coming out at the right way, at the right time, and you're just, it's great, right? Yeah, it's total fucking just genius, just flowing from your mouth, right? Those words were coming from your state, right? You're in a great state, that's where the words are coming from. Like you were, so why wouldn't you want to be in that state when you sit down to write a marketing newsletter? Same thing, right? And you did that, when you felt that good, and the words came out and they were that good, you got the girl, same thing. You feel that good, the great words come out on paper, and now you get the money, okay? So that's something that's really powerful, right? I always say the right words do not come from thinking harder about it. You cannot think the words up. It's just, you're just gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna be like, what's the metaphor? I know it. No, right? It's like Einstein always talks about, like, the problem can't be solved at the level it was created. Like if you can't find the right words to say, thinking about it with other words is not necessarily gonna bring the words. Go to a different level, change your physical state, and the words just come. Yeah, so a lot of people are like, the energy in your emails is like insane. Like, how do you do that? To me, well, it's because amazing energy while you write equals amazing energy on paper equals some of that will be transferred through the email. Not like metaphysically where there's like little like people who are like, woo, 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 and they go through the email, like not like that. I mean, you can just see the word choice, the snappiness of it, you can feel the energy as you read it. And that's because I'm making sure I have great energy while I write, okay? Okay, so number 4, after I free flow and I write the whole thing out and it's basically done, that's when the editing checklist really comes in handy, right? So you write it, go to the bathroom, take a few minutes off, text some people, check Instagram, fuck around for 5 minutes, do jumping jacks, it doesn't matter. Then come back to it, and now you're gonna edit it. And this is when it goes from good to amazing, during the editing process, right? So you're gonna read through it one time, and as you read it, if you notice any better word choice you could do, any extra framing you could add in there that would make it even better, do it, right? Any grammar, do it. And what I really do, that's why I gave you the outcomes before, you have those 7 outcomes, that's your checklist now, right? So as you edit it, most people edit for grammar, I'm editing for money. Where's the missing money, right? And I'm gonna find it by editing with those outcomes. So I'm gonna look, is there enough perceived value in this email? Check. Do I have the positioning authority multiple times in the email? Check. Am I making them want it now? Check. Anytime I'm not doing any of those things, I'm gonna go back, fix it, edit, okay? And number 5, the subject line, right? So you have the email written, you know the purpose of the email, you got it all done. What is the best subject line to use? So everyone here, what's great about the fact that you've all been on my list for a while, you've been on other people's lists for a while, is you've seen subject lines, right? Like you know what they look like, you kind of, like you are, I guess consciously competent, we could say, with subject lines. Like you know what they look like, you know what they generally say, you know what they don't say. The rules with subject line is that there is no rule. There's no rules with subject line. For instance, I'm gonna give you 20 of my best subject lines right here, and you see it right below, so you guys have access to that swipe file. But the subject line, hey, is still probably one of my top 5 subject lines ever, right? And one of the best emails ever written is it's like the 17-word email. And the subject line is, hey, and the 17 words is, hey man, are you still interested in building an online business that makes you tons of money and freedom? Let me know. Right, and we send that to high-end customers to close them to come to the Digital Millionaire Workshop. Who here's gotten that email and remembers it, right? And you look at it, you're like, wait, is this a personal email? Right, because it's so different. And of course you want to respond. We get a huge response rate to that. But there's no rules with subject line. Okay, the best way to learn subject lines is to get on everyone's list, everyone who's a good marketer that is, and see which ones make you want to open up. And then start saving those in a document somewhere. So now you start building your own subject line swipe file. So whichever ones get you to open up. So sometimes, I'm not gonna take offense to it, I'm aware there's certain days you don't read my emails, right? So notice which subject lines made you open, which ones didn't. What was the emotional climate going on that made you open it that day versus the day you didn't, okay? So yeah, so now you have I think it's 15, maybe it's 20 subject lines of mine. Here, everyone at home, you're gonna have it in your documents as well. So you can see all of them, you can see what things they have in common. Some things that you'll notice with them, some things are capitalized, some things are not, like the big words are capitalized or trigger words are capitalized. Telling them what not to do will work better than telling them what to do. Okay, so 3 things never to say to her will always work better than the 3 best things to say to her. Okay, implying that there's pictures works well inside, so turn images on and the subject line will work well, or turn your pics on, or photo breakdown from Dan Bilzerian's house party, like stuff like that, that's gonna work. Celebrities work well. Hugh Hefner's favorite pickup line is one of our killer ones. So you have the whole list on daily emails there. So that's module 3. In module 4, we're going to talk about how to run a winning promotion through email, right? So you got products, you got an email list. Now here's how you're going to run a 3-day, 5-day, 7-day promotion to extract maximum amount of money from them for that product in a very short amount of time. So we'll see you in there in just a second.